Lake Minnetonka has inspired artists since Chippewa Indians lived here 100 years ago. Now, as a new day's dawn glows on the horizon, another artist explores its spellbinding magic. On the glistening surface, Terry Redlin moves easily with the shifting light.
This is probably the best part of all of being a wildlife artist. I just love it. It's peaceful, quiet. That's like when I had mentioned before, like I think about 50% of everything I do comes right off the lake. We moved out here, my wife, she hated the move. She loved Hastings and said, what am I going to do on the lake? She said, all winter looking at that barren wasteland out in front. She was just terrified of it. And now, she mentioned the other day, she said, if we ever do move, we have to stay on the lake or a lake. She's turned into a total lake person also, which is really funny.
Terry Redlin is a wildlife artist. He wouldn't be if a drunk driver hadn't struck him on a motorcycle years ago. Terry was 15 when he lost a leg and dreams of an outdoorsman's future.
Definitely to be a gunsmith was number one. Or forest ranger, I thought that'd be great too, outside, outdoors.
After the wounds healed, Terry was ready for new visions. He studied art, then worked for others. At one point, Terry was an art director at a Twin Cities publishing company. But Terry yearned to work for himself, not others. So he invested his life savings, $8,000, and had limited edition prints made of 6 paintings, including Old Loggers Trail and Startled.
And I decided it was a good time to start trying to make a break, get back into art again, the way I liked art. And then I thought, wildlife art, why not? I love it, I know all the feelings of it. And I was looking around, and the people like Les Kuba out there doing it, and I thought, gee, that could be a good direction to go.
Terry grew up on a farm in South Dakota. His life there left an abundance of memories. Memories of daily chores and hunting trips. Memories of rural America, both gentler and more innocent.
Yeah, I smell that front porch even, the smell's there, and I smell the barn. And my wife thinks I'm absolutely insane, but I don't mind the smell of manure. I love it out there in the farmyard. It's got an aroma all of its own because there's a certain reason. Even, and I used to fish, we kept all our minnows. We'd seine our own minnows out of the creeks and rivers, and we'd put them in the stock tank, like it's right in the picture. That would be full of nice chubs for fishing. And you'd go there near the barn, those smells of the barn smells would be it, and you're getting ready to go fishing, the excitement of that, oh yeah.
Many of Terry's childhood memories or adult reflections took form in his studio. Some got special treatment. Wagon wheels, for example. They lean against a fence line, or nestle beneath a mantle of snow, or, as in Rusty Refuge No. 3, wheels might still be attached to a derelict wagon. But it's not wheels or even weather-worn barns that really distinguish his striking paintings. No, it's what he does with light.
I'm kind of in love with sunset, so you'll see me leaning a lot toward the very late and the very early time of the day, at dusk, twilight, and dawn. And I just love that very low lighting. And it's a challenge. That's fun. I get a lot of letters telling me that things like, I know exactly where that is, I've been there, and usually it's out of my memories, and it's a combination of a half a dozen different places. What I like and what I identify and what I strive to get in the paintings is what the average hunter or art lover out there is identifying with also.
There was a time when Terry's house looked like a bird sanctuary, what with all the stuffed ducks and geese and whatnot. All those silent birds were teaching the gifted painter lessons in anatomy. But these days, Terry Redlin says he can draw them all from memory.
In the beginning, I relied more, I guess, on the mounts, but I ended up studying them along with wing studies. Nowadays, it's not. I don't refer to them near so much anymore because I know them pretty much by heart, that part of it. And so it's a case of I've got a house full of mounts which are nice for decoration. I like that. That's kind of fun anyway, the decor of it. But to actually be using them that much, not much anymore at all.
As a kid growing up in South Dakota, Terry Redlin loved to hunt. But there weren't many public hunting grounds where a young fellow could bag a goose or a mallard on the wing. So now Terry is giving so that wetlands can be preserved and enhanced. Minnesota's duck and goose population are the largest since 1968. Terry alone has raised $10 million in the sale of prints for Ducks Unlimited, more than any painter anywhere.
Oh, that's nice. That's kind of that's my award. As far as an award, like a plaque that goes on the wall, that is a real award because it's people, the farmers and the small town people and the city people out there at those banquets that they put their money where their mouth is. I mean, that's the high compliment. These things will go for anywhere from $500 to $5,000 a frame print. And that money goes right to DU, but these people aren't afraid to spend it, and they spend it on what they like, and that makes me feel good, yeah.
For more than a decade, Terry Redlin established a national reputation as a premier painter of wildlife. A wealth of memories from an innocent, less complicated time were Terry's inspiration. But
I also grew up doing everything else, like the Aroma Fall piece that I had, the running through the smoke at night on a fall evening, raking leaves and that smell. It's just super. Someday I'm going to paint that picture, and I did, finally.
Terry calls these visions of life in small communities American memories.
And the Doctor series, that was a good example there. I've done 4 paintings of the Doctor series now, and that strictly came from when I had my heart bypass. I was laying there in the bed, and I thought, somebody was talking about house calls and what they used to do in the old days, and I thought, that's great, that's a great idea. Like we've had some personal problems with health and everything, and boy, you have to, like me, I hang on to art. Other people have their hobbies and sports, and something to look forward to, something that gives you some reason to live, and to me it is art, because I just plain love to get to the easel and to paint.